Alright guys, so in this video I wanted to show you guys my favorite exercises for getting bigger round shoulders. So first off, you need to understand just some basic shoulder anatomy. So the shoulder has three heads. So the front head, the medial head or the lateral head, and the posterior or the rear head. So we need to train all three heads of the shoulder primarily in order to grow your shoulders the best way. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys my favorite exercises for that, how I like to program in sets, reps, whatever frequency for shoulders. So first off, just to address the front delts problem. So I don't actually like programming in a ton of direct front delt work. And the reason why is because the front delts are already hit super hard in any sort of pressing movement that you do. If you do a lot of bench press volume, if you do a lot of incline bench press especially, you're going to be taxing the crap out of your front delts. And generally there are very few people that do have lagging rear delts. So I will sometimes still program in some overhead head pressing for some variation to hit on the front delts in a novel way. But typically I found that if you have plenty of pressing movements just in general in your program, you're going to be okay. So doing front raises or whatever typically are a waste of time outside of a peaking block for powerlifting or volumes are already pretty low and you need that stimulus in order to preserve that muscle. But going on into actually what my favorite exercises are. So first is going to be the upright row. So this can be done with dumbbells or with barbells. I have these little dumbbells here though. So basically some key notes with this exercise is you want to bring up the dumbbells as high as you possibly can without having your shoulders be below your actual shoulder. I mean your elbow below your shoulder. So what that would look like would be like this. Bring it as high as you can. I'm leading with my elbows, and that's going to lead the movement. From the side, you can see and this is a great exercise to really hit the lateral head, some of the rear delt, and also you indirectly will stimulate your traps just because the traps will stabilize the shoulder girdle. Some people will complain about pain on upright rows. And that is why I recommend trying out cables, dumbbells, barbells, different loading schemes, sets and reps based off of how you feel. We all have different joint structures, so experimentation is really important. Now, you don't have to do upright rows if you find that no matter what you do, they always hurt you. That's okay, you could still build great shoulders. But if you do find that you can do these without any pain, you get a great pump, great stimulus. I recommend doing anywhere from 3 to 5 sets and do 10 to 20 reps on this exercise. See what rep ranges give you the best pump and the best burn. But because the shoulders are primarily a slow twitch muscle fiber that can handle large volumes, typically doing anything less than 10 reps isn't going to really feel that much. You'll kind of be like, I think I'm hitting my shoulders, but I mostly just feel my joints hurt. So I'm like, please send help. And then people start crying, and so I've heard. But going on to the next exercise is going to be the dumbbell lateral raise. So similar to the upright row, you want to lead with your elbows and really feel that my muscle connection with the side delts. So how that would look like is like this. You can see that I don't have my elbows completely straight. That's because for myself, if I go out like that, I kind of feel some pain in my shoulder. I found that I can get the best pump, the best burn, and overload the best. I have a slight bend in my elbows. You can also see that I don't ever have the dumbbell go higher than my shoulder, and I'm always leading with my elbows. A good cue to think about is pouring pitchers of water with these when you go to the side. So with these, similar loading rep range 10 to 20 reps, going until you experiment with different techniques or whatnot. The big thing with these is do not sway. Don't do this. Don't put your hips up. You want to have a strict technique, engage your glutes, keep them tight, and really think about leading with your elbows. Think about pouring pitchers of water as you bring it up to the side. So the lateral raise is also another exercise that will primarily hit the lateral delt, which is the reason why I stress mainly having shoulder work on the lateral delts and the rear delts, is because, like I already said, the front delts are already simulated plenty in pressing movements as is. Second, you have that round cannonball shoulder look that lots of people want, which when they really think about that big shoulders, you need to build up these muscles. So the last exercise is going to be the dumbbell rear delt fly. This can be done seated, it can be done standing. I personally prefer like this, just bent over. What you want to do is similar to the lateral raise. So there are two ways that you can do this. You have your palms facing each other in a neutral grip, like this. This is how I personally prefer it. I feel the best mind muscle connection and burn with this. An alternative way that you can do this is have your palms going like this. This would be a pronated grip, going up like that. And this will simulate the rear delts in a different way than going with a neutral grip like this, with the palms facing each other. And a big tip with these, again, don't sway, keep technique the same. If you have to do this, that's taking the tension off of the rear delt, and you're just moving your body at that point. Once form starts to break down on all of these exercises, that is defined as failure. So technical failure with the shoulder is what you want to stop at. Again, 10 to 20 reps, 3 to 5 sets per session with these. So these are my 3 favorite exercises that I like to do for the shoulders. I recommend, because these are smaller muscle groups and they can tolerate higher frequencies, typically going anywhere between 2 and 4 times per week, distributing volume. And the way that you can do that is basically, what I recommend doing is start off with 2 times per week, about 3 to 5 sets per session on average, and then use frequency to increase that volume. So let's say you're doing 2 sessions per week, 5 sets, and you choose to do 3 sets of lateral raises and 2 sets of rear delt flies for each of those days. You do that twice a week. Well, something else that you can do is add on a 3rd day and another 5 sets, increase the volume as needed, but it's always really important to start slow and work your way up. You don't get a medal of honor for doing more volume if you're already benefiting from the volume that you are doing at the current time. So those are my tips on how to get big shoulders. Make sure that your technique is in place. Choose exercises that you enjoy. These are my favorite ones. And yeah, you're gonna be on your way to some massive shoulders. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, please like it, subscribe. If you guys are interested in coaching or any programs, links are down below. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you in the next one. Later.